Thank you, Chance. Now to our Call 6 Investigates team, and a big question: is the I-69 expansion at risk? Call 6 Investigates has learned contractors aren't being paid. So could the whole project suddenly come to a screeching halt?
Call 6 Investigates Paris Lubell is working for you live in Skycam 6 over that construction zone with what this all means for your commute. Paris?
Good evening, Jason and Erica. We're here in Skycam 6 over part of the construction zone, and we actually see people out here working currently. Even though they may not be getting paid currently, the contractors are still out here on the scene. INDAT telling us today, but with financial experts saying today that likely the construction won't be finished on time.
It's called Section 5, 21 miles of the I-69 project between Bloomington and Martinsville. It's the fifth of 6 phases to extend I-69 between Evansville and Indianapolis. And like most construction projects, there are delays. The project has already been delayed 8 months and now scheduled to be completed on June 28th of 2017. And last week, default notices were issued to the contractor because their subcontractors weren't getting paid. And because of that, the bonds used to pay for the project were lowered to junk status by Fitch Ratings. But what does that mean for you? Fitch Ratings says they believe those construction cones won't be gone when they're supposed to be.
That's the indication that we're getting based on the funding draws that the contractor is making against the bond proceeds, and matching those up with where it's projected to be indicates that they've got quite a bit of work ahead of them.
So who's actually in charge of the construction and putting the cones down on the ground? Well, you have I-69 development partners. They're the people who are overseeing the whole project. Then you have Isolux. They're the main contractor. And then you have all these subcontractors. They're in charge of doing the stripping and the painting down there in the construction zone. The default notices were issued to Isolux because they're not paying those subcontractors.
It's actually the second time this year that Isolux has been accused of not paying contractors. Back in March, the state stepped in and threatened legal action. It was resolved and people were paid, but now it's happening again. INDOT responding tonight, telling us it won't delay the project, and the completion date of June 28th of 2017 is still on track.
So what comes next? There are 2 deadlines that have to be met by the contractor. First, 20 days after getting that notice, they have to get the subcontractors paid. The second deadline is 60 days to get the project back on schedule and plan out milestones for each part of the remaining work. After those 60 days, we'll have a much better idea of when the project will actually be complete. Reporting live from Skycam tonight, I'm Call 6 Investigates, Paris Lubell.
Thank you, Paris. There is, of course, a last leg of the I-69 project connecting Martinsville to Indianapolis. INDOT chose to use State Route 37 back in March, saying it would cut down on the number of crashes between the two cities. It's also expected to reduce the travel time by 11 to 13 minutes or so, but those who live along that route say that they're worried about the project driving down their property values. INDOT's told RTV6 tonight that it is still researching the project, and pending federal approval will have a construction timeline in place in early 2018.